guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this tutorial I am going to show you how we can create this music application UI in React Native. So here you can see this is the music player interface in our Android emulator. So here we can see the song artwork, then we have some information about the songs, and then the timeline or the progress bar of the song, and then we have the controls where we can skip to next song. So here we are skipping to next song. Like this we can go forward or we can go backward as well, right? And after that at the bottom we have some other controls about the song, and similarly here also in the iOS simulator we can see the same thing, and we can do the swipe gesture as well. So as you can see here I am swiping, it is going forward and backward as well, right? So that is also available in this app. We can control it by some gesture, and also we have similar kind of controls available here. So these are the controls. This is the UI which I am going to create, and in this timeline also we can go forward and backward in the time. Right now it's not affecting anything because we are not providing any functionality yet in this tutorial. In this tutorial I am going to focus on UI only, and later parts of the tutorial I might do the functionality of this music player. So if you are interested about that also, let me know in the comment section below, and also like this tutorial and hit the notification bell icon while subscribing to my channel to get notified about my upcoming tutorials. So without wasting any more time, let's get started with the tutorial. So this is our React Native CLI project, and here I have just cleaned up this app.js file, and in this app.js file I'm importing this music player, and I'm showing this music player within this wrapper view. And for this music player there is nothing much there is just the text with a wrapper view. Along with these two components I have another file called data.js file which is within this model directory. And in this data.js I have array of songs. I have created a songs array, and in this array I have some information about the songs. So this is one song object. For this song we have title, artist, image and ID. Like this we have several songs present here. And for the artwork of the song I have this assets directory, and within this assets directory I have artwork directory, and within this I have few images, and those are the images I have added here. And this array will be useful while displaying the songs. So that's what I have created already. Now I will focus into this music player component, and for creating this music player UI we need to install two packages, and those packages are React Native Vector Icons and the other one is React Native Slider. So first I am going to install this React Native Vector Icons in our project. So for that first I need to run this npm install command in our project terminal. So I have pasted it and now hit enter. So it has been installed. Now I need to configure few things. So first for the iOS I need to copy these things and go to iOS directory, then the info.plist, and here I can paste it. Now save it. After that I need to go to iOS directory by providing this cd iOS command, and then I can provide pod install. Now hit enter. So pod installation has been completed. Now we are completed with the iOS setup. Now we need to do for the Android, and for Android we need to copy this command and we need to go to Android directory. Then within the app directory we have this build.gradle file, and here at the end of the file I can add it. Now save it. So this is all we need to do for this React Native Vector Icons. Now I can use it in our app. Now let's import icon from React Native Vector Icon, and I will use icons. Let's provide an icon to test it. So I will use this heart icon, and then let's provide a size of it. Now save it. Okay, it's not recognizing it. Now we need to close this Metro Bundler UI and rebuild our project, as we have installed this package and updated the build configuration. So we need to build the project again. So for this we need to use this npx react native run iOS command. Here we can see the icon is present, so it's working perfectly fine for the iOS devices. Now let's test it for Android. So here is our Android emulator. Now close this Metro Bundler UI process and do the similar process for Android. So here it is showing the heart icon in Android emulator as well, so it has been installed properly for both of the platform. Now let's install React Native slider, and this is pretty simple. Here I need to just copy this npm command and paste it here, and for Android I don't need to do anything. For iOS I need to do the pod install, and for the pod install we can do it by using this command as well. Without providing cd iOS then pod install, we can just simply provide this npx pod install in our root directory. It will update the pod for our iOS project. So it has been installed properly in our project. Now we can start implementing our UI. Okay, now I have opened this project in iOS simulator, and here within this music player component I will wrap this container view with a safe area view. Okay, let's import it first, and now we can use it here. And within this safe area view I will provide this view, and for this safe area view I will provide a style, and that style will be styles container, and I will change this container to main container. And for the safe area view container, for the flex I will provide flex 1, and I will provide this color in the background. Now save it. Now after saving it we can see that the color has been changed, but now we cannot see the text content properly. Along with that we are also not seeing the status bar information clearly. For that, within this app.js, here I can provide the status bar. Now let's provide it here, and for the bar style I will use light content. Now we can see the status bar content clearly, and for this text content we can change the text color, but right now this text is not needed, so I can get rid of it. And after this view I will create another view, and within this view I will provide this icon, and for this icon color let's provide this color. Now for this view style let's provide some styles. First we need to provide a border. Let's provide border top color, so I will provide this color at the top border of this view. So I'm creating this bottom section first, and then we will focus on to the main part of the UI. Now for the border top width let's provide 1 pixel. So here we can see a thin line which is not that clearly visible. If I change the color to white color then it will be properly visible, but I will use this subtle color here which is not that much prominent, but it's there, which is very subtle. Then for the width of it I can use device width, which I can get by fetching the dimensions API from React Native, and I can get device width and height from this dimensions API by providing dimensions get window. And now I can use this width here. So this view width will be device width. For the align items I will provide center, and let's provide some padding vertically. I will provide 15 pixel. Now let's provide some icons here. Now after this heart icon let's provide another icon which is repeat icon. So now we can see that it's going at the bottom of each other, but I don't want that. I want it to sit beside each other. So for that let's wrap this thing with another view. And now for this view style, let's provide flex direction row, and let's provide justify content as space between. And to make it effective, we need to provide some width to it, and for this width I will provide 80%. So that's how it has been positioned. Here also we will provide some other icons as well. Now I'm just moving these styles from these components to our style sheet. Let's create a style called bottom container, and here I have provided this. So for this view style, it will be styles bottom container, and for this view I will name this bottom controls. Let's create this style for the bottom controls and provide it here. Now I want to make these icons clickable, so for this I will wrap this icon with touchable opacity. It will automatically import a touchable opacity from React Native. If it is not, then you need to import it. Then for the on press of it, I will provide an empty function right now. So now I can click on it. So like this, I will copy it several times, and for the second one I will use this repeat icon. For the third one I will use share outline. And if you are wondering how do I know about these names, then you can go to Google and search for React Native vector icons, and here you will get this link where you have all the icons listed over here. So here we have all the different libraries present for the icons. So we are using Ionicons. Let's go to Ionicons. So here is the Ionicons library, and we can see all the icons are listed over here. So whatever we need to use, we need to just copy the name from here and use it here. So for the last one I will use this ellipsis. So I will use this ellipsis horizontal. Let's copy it and paste it here. Now save it. So here we can see all these icons are present. So our bottom controls has been created. Now we need to create the main UI, which is the artwork, then the song controls and all. So for that, here within this main container we will first create the song artwork. So here I will provide a view, and within this view I can provide the image. I need to get the image API from React Native, and here I can see that it hasn't been imported automatically, so I need to import it from React Native. And for the source of it, let's use an image from our assets directory. So here let's use this image. Now let's provide some styles for this wrapper view, and I will name this as artwork wrapper. And for this image style, I will name this as artwork image. Okay, so now let's provide the stylings for this artwork wrapper and the artwork image. Now after this main container, let's create this artwork wrapper style. I will provide width 300 pixel. For the height I will provide 340. I will provide margin bottom of 25 pixel. Now for the artwork image, I will provide width 100% and height the same as well. And let's provide a border radius to it, and the border radius will be 15 pixel. Now it has been styled properly. Along with this, I want to provide some shadow to it. For that, in this artwork wrapper I can provide some shadow, and that shadow will be applicable for iOS. And to customize the shadow, I can provide the shadow color here, and I will provide this color in this shadow. Then for the shadow offset, I will provide the same width and height here, which is 5 pixel. Then let's provide shadow opacity, and for it I will provide 0.5. Then for the shadow radius, here I will provide 3.84. Now save it. So here we can see a nice shadow has been provided here, but here is a problem. All these shadow properties will only work for the iOS. It will not work for the Android. For the Android, we need to provide the elevation, and we can provide some elevation value to it, but for this elevation we cannot customize it as we can do it here. As you can see, for the shadow color we can provide a different kind of shadow, like this black color. We can provide this black color, so you can see that it is now darker. We can provide white as well, so it is more prominent, and I'm using an off-white color, which is this one, right? But for this elevation we don't have those customizations here. For the elevation it will provide a shadow which will be a darker color. So with this darker background, this elevation will not be visible properly in the Android. So it is up to you. If you want to provide it, you can provide it. Otherwise, without it also it's working fine. In my case, I will provide the shadow options because I think it's looking good, and we have the option for iOS, so I will go with it. After this artwork, I will provide title and the artist name of the song. So here within this view I will provide a text, and here it will be the song title. Let's provide some styling to it, and it will be styles title, and after it I will provide the song artist name. Now let's provide a styling for this title and the artist. So after this artwork image, let's provide the title. For the title font size, I will provide 18 pixel. For font weight, I will use 600, which is little bolder. For the text align, I will provide center. For the color of it, I will provide this color. Now save it. Okay, this 600 will be within the quotation. So here we can see the song title, and then here at the bottom in the dark we can see song artist name as well. Let's provide some styling to it to make it more prominent. For it I will provide font size 16. For font weight of it I will provide thinner font weight, which is 200, and here also I will provide this text align center and the color. So here is our song title and the artist name. Now after this text information, let's create the song timeline or the song progress bar. So within this view we need to provide the slider, and that we need to import from our React Native slider package, which is this React Native community/slider. Now we can use this slider here. Let's provide some styling. For the style, it will be styles progress container. For the slider value, I will provide 10. For the minimum value, it will be 0. For the maximum, I will provide 100. For the thumb tint color, I will provide this color. For minimum track tint color, I will provide the same color as well. For the maximum track tint color, I will provide a different color, which is the white color. And for the on sliding complete, I will provide an empty function right now. So here I can see the slider track indicator. Now I need to provide some styling to it to make it more prominent. So after this artist, let's create this progress container style. For the width of it, I will provide 350. For the height of this progress bar, I will provide 40. Let's provide some margin at the top, and then for the flex direction, let's provide row. So here is our slider. So it's showing and working perfectly fine. Let's provide some timing for the song duration at the left and right side of this slider. Actually we will provide this under this slider. So for this, after this slider, let's create another view, and for the style of this view, let's provide progress label container, and then provide some text here. So first we will have the first text. So here I will provide the 0. For the styles of it, I will provide progress label text, and I will copy it again. Let's provide another duration. Any duration we can provide here. Now let's create these styles. after this progress container. So first we have this progress label container. For the width of it I will use 340 pixel. Flex direction of it will be row, and for the justify content I will use space between. Now let's provide the styling for the progress label text. For the color of it I will use white color. Now after this progress bar, let's create another view, and this view will hold the controls. So for this view style, let's provide styles dot music controls, and here I will provide some icons as I have provided here. So first I will provide play, skip, back outline, and for the size of it I will provide 35 pixel. For the color of it I will use this color. Now save it. So here is the icon. Now similarly copy it several times. For the last icon it will be play, skip, forward icon, and for the center it will be iOS pause circle. Now let's provide the styling of these music controls. After this progress, let's provide this music control style. Here it will be flex direction row. Then for the width of it I will provide 60%. For the justify content I will use space between, and let's provide some margin at the top. Now I want to make this middle icon little bigger, so here it will be 75. Now it is good as I want, but these two icons are sitting at the top, but I want these icons to move little down. So for that here we need to provide some style. So for the style of it, let's provide some margin top, and here I will provide 25. So now it's looking perfect. Now we have completed the UI, but this UI is not functional as we are clicking on this skip, backward and forward buttons. Nothing is happening here, and also we don't have any gesture functionality as we haven't implemented any functionality here. Here it is just the image, nothing else. So we need to work on it. So we need to implement it now. For that, first I will import this songs array from our data.js file. So here let's import songs from data.js file, and now we can use it by using Flatlist. We will use the Flatlist to render the songs data here. So here instead of this artwork wrapper I will use Flatlist. Let me cut it from here. Let's use it here in this function, and the function will be render songs, and here I will return this artwork wrapper view, and here we can expect index and items when we will use the Flatlist. So first import it here. Now we can use it. For its render item I will use this render songs function. Okay, and here for the data I will provide the songs array, and for the key extractor we need to provide the item.id. And now let me provide some customization here. So it will be horizontal, it will scroll horizontally, it will be paging enabled, and for the horizontal indicator I will use false because I don't want to display any scroll indicator here. And for the scroll event throttle let's use 16. Now let's save it. Now after saving it we can see that we have multiple artwork present, but it's not showing different images here. Let me render the items here. So for the source it will be item dot image, this value. So here we have the assets, so we will render this. Now it has been changed, right? But right now it's not looking properly, so we need to change something. We need to wrap this complete component with another view, and for this view style let's provide width, and for this width I will use the device width, and for the justify content I will use center. For the align items I will use center as well. Now we can see that it's looking good and it's scrolling perfectly fine. But now we need to change the song title and the artist name while we are changing the song here. For that we need to use some React hooks in our project. First let me import those hooks from React. So we will require use effect, use ref, and we will require use state as well to handle the state. And now here let's create a reference variable called scrollx. So it will be use ref, and here I will provide a new animated value. So animated needs to be imported from React Native, animated dot value, and the value will be 0 and then dot current to use this use ref. And we will update this scrollx while we will scroll this flat list. So here on scroll we can add animated event, and it will be native event. And for the content offset we need to update it with the x value, so it will be x colon scrollx. And then we need to provide use native driver as true. Now we can use it within the use effect hook. Now within this use effect hook, for this scrollx, let's add a event listener, and we will get the value here. And now let's console log the value first. Okay, so here the flat list needs to be animated.flatlist, and for this wrapper view also we need to provide animated.view. Now let's see in our console. Here we can see the scrollx value. So while we are scrolling, our scrollx value is getting updated. And now also let's see our device width. So here let's copy it, and for the device width I will use this width constant. So our device width is 390, and while we are scrolling once, that time our scrollx value is 390, and when we are scrolling further for the next item, then it is 2 times of this 390, right? So we can get the song position by dividing these two values. So here let's create a constant called index. I will use math round function, then I will divide these two, so we will get the scrollx value from this value as well. So we can use value divided by width. And now let's console log it. Now scroll, this time it is 1, it is 0, and this is the first item. So for the first item it is 0 index, for the second it is 1. So by this we will get the current array index, and by using this index value we can get the item of the array, right? So now let's create a state here called song index, and we will set it by set song index, and for this I will use default value as 0. Now we can set our song index with our index, and we can use this song index here to display our song title. So it will be songs, which is the array which we have imported from our data.js file, and then the song index, and we will get the title of the song. Similarly for the artist we need to get the artist. Now save it. So here we can see the song title and the artist name. Let's scroll it. Now we are seeing it has been changed accordingly. Let's see, for the second item we have this title and the artist name. For the third one we have this one, which is matching with our array data, right? So it's working fine. Now let's change these song items by clicking on these buttons. But before that, here we need to remove any listener from our use effect. So here for the scrollx we are adding the listener, so here we can remove all listeners. And let's comment out these console logs. And now let's create another useref constant called song slider. By default I will use null, and let's create this reference for our flat list. So here for the reference I will use this song slider reference, and now we can use it in the skip forward and backward function. So let's create skip forward function. So here it will be song slider dot current dot scroll to offset, and for the offset value of it will be song index plus 1 multiplied by the device width. And let's change the name to skip to next, and let's copy it again, and this time it will be skip to previous, and here it will be song index minus 1. Now we need to use these functions for these buttons. So here for the on press of it will be skip to previous, and here it will be skip to next. Now save it. Now let's see. So here it is working perfectly fine. So we can go forward and we can go backward as well. And here we can see that there is some extra space. Let's see why it is there. For that, here let's add a black color in the background. So here we can see that this view is taking all this space. To get rid of that, here we need to wrap this flat list with another view, and for this view we need to provide a style width, and the width will be the device width. Now save it. Now after saving it, we can see that it's taking only that space which is required to display its content. Now we can get rid of this black background color, and now it's looking perfect. Right, so now let's check it final time. So here our controls is working perfectly fine, and we can see that our gesture navigation is also working perfectly fine. Right, so this is the tutorial guys. I hope you have learned something new from this tutorial. If you do so, then hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this, and let me know by commenting down below. If you have any kind of suggestion for me, then also let me know. If you want me to create a complete music player where we can play and pause the song, we can skip forward and backward in the timeline of that song, then let me know in the comment section below. I will try to create that tutorial very soon. So share this tutorial with your friends and colleagues. I will see you guys in my next tutorial. In the meantime, have a great day. Goodbye.